Hello, After fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the WB Mason Coaches Report. My name is Rachel Vogel, and today I am joined once again by the head softball coach of the Hofstra Pride, Adrienne Clark. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, Coach, welcome back after a 3-2 week for the Pride. Lots of softball your way this past week. Probably nice to come home after a long drive at Elon. But Hofstra went 3-2 this past week, and your first CAA series victory over Elon, where you went 2-1 down there. Congratulations on that. But Coach, pretty successful week for the Pride, I would say. So just touch upon what you saw from your team this week and what you liked.
Yeah, the team, they just played with a level of confidence this week that we've known is in them, but they just sort of took the reins themselves and they made things happen. And I think it's really cool as a coach to see the team have a turning point where they, they're owning it, right? And they're living it, and they continue to stay on the attack. And so I think that was probably the coolest part of the week.
So staying attack for sure. The Hofstra Bats really came alive this past week, especially at Elon. You had a nice run rule victory and then another 8-run output. It was just great to see the Bats come alive, and you saw several players step up that really may not have earlier on in the season. For example, Amanda Mafucci, she was very reliable this week, 7 hits on the week. Big congratulations to Alia Catanzarita and Angelina Iapolo, their first career home run. Sam Ward stepped up with 2 long balls. It was just really great to see some things from your team that you have not seen this season, especially the versatility between your lineup from top to bottom. So just talk about some of your players this week and how you thought they shined individually.
Yeah, Amanda really, really stood out. She has just continued to see the ball well and just keep it, stick within her process of what works for her, right? And singles are her jam, right? And she just kept coming up and making it happen, being aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, the first good pitch she saw. And it's contagious, right? When you stay on the attack and people joke about hitting being contagious, but it actually really is, because you build confidence as you see your teammates continue to get the job done, right? And continue to stay on the attack. Seeing Ange and Al hit their both career home runs, I think was sort of magical. I mean, their facial expressions, when Ange rounded third, it was just, it was a really cool feeling for the both of them, knowing that they have continued to lock in and work within what works for them to have success, right? Sam, back-to-back, home runs in a game. I mean, it's unbelievable when they take control and are confident in who they are, because good things continue to happen.
And as a former player yourself, it must be very nice for these players to almost feel some validation about you and your staff and what you've brought to the table so far. So just talk about what you think, how happy they are with it, and what they see with this team moving forward.
Yeah, I think they're stoked. I think they got a glimpse at what they know they can be, right? And I don't think that there's anything more magical than that, right? We keep telling them what they're capable of. We keep focusing on the process. We keep trying to get them to stay on the attack. And the more that they continue to buy in and kind of take the reins and do it themselves, the more confidence they're going to gain along that way. So I think for them, they felt that this weekend.
And speaking of your confidence, it seems that Hofstra has been very confident inside the circle lately, very consistent from what we've seen this season, particularly from Haley Venturini, your freshman, who has now been honored twice in a row by the CAA, obviously the CAA Rookie of the Week last week, and leveling up this week to Co-Pitcher of the Week honors. Haley, shined once again, a 2-0 record, striking out batters left and right, 1 walk, which is excellent in just 13 innings. So just talk about your pitching and how you think their consistency is shown.
Yeah, I think all the pitchers have been doing a phenomenal job in this circle. I know the statistics don't always show that, but I think that they are completely bought into whatever role is being thrown at them that day, and they're attacking it without fear, right? And Haley in particular has really learned how to pitch her game and how to be in control of what she can control. And when she does that, she's unstoppable, right? And when she pounds the zone the way that she does, it's no surprise that she only had one walk, right? She's really starting to feel the groove for herself and what works specifically for her.
Now you look to take that groove into another set of games, both tomorrow at Army, a non-conference midweek doubleheader, and at home against Charleston for your first home CAA series of this weekend. Two teams who haven't really shown what they can do in their record, but can obviously pull out whatever they need to do when they need to do it. So just talk about how you've been preparing for those 5 games coming up.
Yeah, I think that, I think anything can happen on any given day, right? I think every team is going out there focusing on competing at a high level. And so you can't ever take a game for granted, right? We do have 2 quality opponents this weekend. And I think for us, it's continuing to focus on what we can control and what we can adjust. And as long as that is our primary focus, it doesn't matter so much about the opponent, right? Because at the end of the day, we still are going to have to take care of the ball. We're still going to have to execute. We're still going to have to adjust when things aren't necessarily going our way. And the more that we can just kind of hone in on that, I think the more success we're going to have this upcoming week.
Definitely, Coach. Well, once again, fans, Hofstra is back in action for a midweek doubleheader at Army. March 30th, 3 p.m. start for the first game. Live stats will be available for that game. And then once again, Hofstra is back at home for a 3-game series against Charleston, doubleheader beginning on Saturday at 12, single game on Sunday also at noon. And you can catch all the action live on Flow Softball and with live stats. Coach, once again, congratulations on your first series win this past weekend. Looking forward to many more ahead. And thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
And that was head softball coach Adrienne Clark, and you've been watching the W. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.